Okay, so hi Vladimir, and thank you very, very much for joining us today. I'm hoping that we can give you a very warm welcome from our side, and I would say that we could just dive in already. And I would suggest that we start by you talking about the game. So many of us know the game, at least from hearing about it, but what was your motivation to start the game? What is your goal with the game? And these kind of questions, I think, would be very interesting for our audience.
Hi, Daniel. I'm very grateful for your invite, and I'm very grateful to be here. And I know Pirates Ahoy for 3 years, and I have also interview with Peter Boyer. I think you have seen it. Have you seen it?
Yes, I have seen at least some snippets from it.
Yeah, okay. I can also, or after this talk, I can give a link to this video because I think it was quite interesting talk for the people who is not familiar with Pirate Ahoy's community, and I think you doing very good job and with concrete your game and that you are making by your community and also with other projects that you also discussing, and you have a lot of interesting topics. For example, Buccaneers, I bought it in Steam and I played it, and I get information about this project in your community, and I think it's interesting game and also pirate topic, and I like it. We started. You asked the question how we started and why we started. We made 5 or 6 mobile games till end of 2020, and I was a little bit confused with results because we have some success stories, some not very good stories, but mobile gaming it's more about very simple mechanics and not about story, not about deep gameplay mostly. And you need just to do 2 buttons, and user need to tap one, and you need to make it possible to make it interesting for the user for next 30 minutes. And if you achieve it, you can earn some money on this game. So it's not like very interesting way to work and to create products. And also after these products, nobody will know who you are and what you have done, because it's like thousands of the games that come in every day. And I wanted to make something more big, more deep, more interesting, and where I can use all knowledges and all my skills, because I work in IT for last 15 years. I started from school, and I worked in different companies and making my own company. And I always wanted to make own projects. So in one moment when I talked with some of developers of CDocs, and I understood that they don't have any options or plans to do any further games, I understood that maybe it could be a chance to make a new pirate game, because if nobody want to do a new game, then I need to take it in my hands and try to do my best to create a new game. Because I would say that CDocs for me was like one big light in 2000s years when I played a lot of different games, but I would say that CDocs was the best pirate game and the best RPG games that I experienced, and I wanted to give a possibility and opportunity for new players, newcomers, and also for the people who remember this game to create something new, something more modern, I would say, or more games that fit on 2020s, and to make it possible for the people that like piracy and pirate games to have more experience and more fun in new game. So I think that would be my answer.
Perfect. Thank you very much for the introduction. I'm just going to type into the chat that you can already type in questions for Volodymyr. So if there's anything that you want to be answered in regards to the game, just type in your question. Okay, wow, that's a lot of questions. Okay. Okay, I would say then we should just deep dive right into the questions. I'm starting from the top, and I'm just going to read them to you, and we're just going to go from person to person. So beginning with Gatnas, he writes, "Hi, first, thank you for coming. I have a few questions to begin with. Tell about the Corsair Legacy Spirit. I've played the demo first, the second version, but didn't get it correctly. Will we know more about the character's background, why he became a smuggler, and what his goal is?"
Yeah, okay, I will answer the question, of course. Others. For me, it's important that the game should be story-driven, and it's the only way that it could be interesting for players to play if they know why they're playing, what they're doing, what is the goal of the character that they're playing, and they need to live with this character. That's why, first of all, I wrote a story and use this scenario as main technical design document, or it's not like technical design document. The technical design document based on a scenario, not the scenario based on a technical design document. And I think that in full game, in full story with 60 videos, drawed videos, that I think it will be like 45 minutes or 50 minutes of just video content. It will give more information about Rufus, also Monroe, and about his reasons why he's doing what he's doing, his goals, and also you will get three answers what will be the end of his story. One will be canonical, and two also can be achieved. The canonical is the most positive one, but if the user will choose some shortcuts in the game, in the end, it will be not very good ending. So also novel mission, the second part, the second game, it will be a second character, and it also will help to understand better Rufus Monroe, because it will tell the story from the different angle, and it will be possible to see the story from different eyes. For example, I like very much movie from Ridley Scott, The Last Duel, where three characters, and each character tell his story from his side. And to understand each character, understand how he looks on from his own eyes and from the different people, you need to see three stories to understand exactly each character. That's why we will try also to use our storyline videos to show the story from his eyes, but in future we will tell about him from another characters, that player could fulfill some gaps and understand better who he is and why he's doing what he's doing.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for that answer. I wanted to ask you, do you have the chat open as well, or since you are on the phone, it's better if I just read it to you out?
If it's possible, it would be better if you could read the question, and so
Yes.
you would be like a moderator for the questions, and you can choose whenever you want how to order them or which to ask, because I think you as a person who know more and you will hear everything, you know the better how to ask next question.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, just wanted to check in if you had access to the questions or not. Okay, so in this case, Mr. Gray has a lot of questions for you. I think those are 7 questions. Okay, so he doesn't have a microphone, so he had to prepare them beforehand. And the first thing that he noticed is that the game is probably not going to be very long, at least not the first game. Is this true?
Yes. The idea of the first game is to find the audience and make it possible get to know the most people that haven't tried the piracy and pirate games before. So we made a lot of intros. We made a lot of explanation of mechanics. Also, if you look on scenario, you will see that all phrases and all storyline in the beginning just explaining the mechanics. So the idea of the first game give very juicy, very fast, but very energy story when you will get a lot of joy and you will not suffer on problems that normally you have when you play in big open world game. So there's no breeding, there's no dying 10 times, but it will be like pure, juicy enjoy. But for I think full game 5 hours with full story, when you don't need to read a lot, you will have filming. You will have a lot of content, and it will be different locations, different mechanics, and the idea is that next game or the game after that will buy people and will be interested to play if they will be able to finish first one or get good time on the first one. So for us, it's important to make the audience of the pirate games the bigger as possible. So we made this game for the easy entrance for the people who never tried any, I would say, Sea Dog and related games.
So, if I understand you correctly, you would say that it is very story driven to get the people interested in the story, and from there on out, you are going to create the other games where the players of the first game are already familiar with the story.
Yes, and also we are a small team. We use only our fundings, and we very fast in the 2021 understood that to create a big open world game, it take more people, more time that we have, much more. And that's why we understood that we need to do it step by step. As we announced in, I think, April 2021, we need to do it step by step. And we just gathered together and we discussed what we can do with amount of time and money that we have and how we can make the good game that players will like it. And it will be like a baseline or I would say first bricks that will create our next game. So we will use all content that was created in the first game to put it in a second to be able to make it bigger, to make it more interesting with more mechanics. So, and we're still on the same path. So all work that we are doing it for the open world games that will be in the future. And all experience and all demos, all releases, it will make game better, bigger, and more deep for the players. And we need to do it step by step to be able not to make mistakes. We don't have money and time to make mistakes and then just become broke and doesn't have any games for the community. So we're doing with small steps. Each step we show to the audience. We get feedback. We made some changes and we improve metrics of the game to be able in the future to create good open world game that will be interested for the audience. But yes, first step is a story-driven game where we don't have open world because open world, it will take more time, more money that we don't have. And also, I think we are not ready to create a good experience in open world because we need to make a smaller release to get more experience to be able to create a bigger and more successful product.
Okay. So then with this answer, I'm going to dive into the questions of Mr. Gray. So the first one is, will the game have the same chapter system as the demo? Because right now the chapters are kind of short. So one chapter was sail from point A to point B, and then prepare fencing with the crew and so on. How many chapters are going to be there in the game?
Okay, I can check it. I think it's 17 chapters, and
Okay.
no, they're not same size. First chapter they were small. Yes, we know it because it was created for intro, so it's more like intro for the game.
Mhm.
And some chapters are big, some chapters are small, and I would say that one chapter could take 1 hour to play, and second chapter could be 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So it's more about story. It's not about time. So it's about Rufus' story. That's why it's not the same amount of time. For example, when you get to Barbados, you will be able to travel by your own character, and you can use the foods and you can do some stuff. And on Barbados, the chapters will be much longer because you need to do a lot of movements, a lot of different tasks to achieve the goals that you need to be able to continue with your storyline. So that's why in these cases, and also in these cases, it will be possible to, it will be not always video content. We have also dialogues, and it matter what answer you will choose, and it will be, I think, same amount of words or content, story content that will be in dialogues with NPC inside locations.
Do you have an estimate in regards to playtime of the total game?
Yes, from 5 till 9 o'clock, for 9 hours, we already put this information in last devlog. We think that it was important when we started our press sales. We, in the same message, we give information that it's story driven. We once again give it because it's important for us that players will know exactly what they are buying and what will be the game. And also we made estimation based on time that users used for the demo. So I would say that average time for the people who played Sea Dogs and know good mechanics, they played demo for 30 minutes or something like that to get to the end. And we used this time to calculate the time, how much time it will take to make all missions without death or with 1-2 deaths if you will play sailor. And also for people who haven't got a lot of experience of Sea Dogs on other similar games and or played hardcore, it was like 1 hour and more. And in this case, we think that it will take near 9 hours to achieve the final chapter. But we also made it with 3 endings and made 4 different difficulties. And we believe that for the people who like it, it will be interested to try to play in more hardcore difficulty, and also there are some hidden elements that it will be possible to find, and in the end of the first ending of the game, user will get information how many secret elements he was found, and next time it will be possible to find more if player will know that there's a hidden element. So it also we believe that it will give some joy and more joy because, for example, we make some hidden caves or hidden locations. For example, we have one. I will not say where is it, but it's very interesting hidden underground location, and you can find the way to get in only in 2 chapters, and there you can find very worthy loot, and you need to know that you have these secret hideouts to be able to think where it could be. And it's very logical place on a map. But if you will not think that it could be some hideouts, you will not find it.
Okay. Thank you for that. The second question from Mr. Gray is whether or not the fencing system is going to be tweaked some more for the final product.
Defensive system. What does he mean?
Basically.
Could you please one more time? So I haven't heard.
The land combat, the fencing, when you fight somebody on land or on boarding.
Now there we have a block and we have parrying, and I think for the first game we will not add anything else. We still want to see more information in analytics, how players will play it and what they like, what they don't. Also see some streams and videos, and after that for the next game we have some already tasks in our pipeline, and we still want to first to get the more feedback more feedback from users, and then to decide should we change them or should we do it as we planned. But in some point we decided that the fighting system is okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. And if you want to give the players possibility to play in 2023, we need to just make some pause for that, just leave it like that and get feedback, and then continue when we will be doing the second game.
Okay, so from what I'm getting here is that for the first game you are going to stay with the fencing system that you currently have, but yes. It's going to be reworked in the future in the second or third game.
It's very important to get a feedback, also to see videos how users play. That's why I watched, I think, almost all YouTube videos that was recorded with demo, and we made a lot of changes also in the fighting system and in the camera, because it was a lot of problems with the camera and a lot of players have seen it. So we spent quite a lot of time by fixing it. We don't have, I think, the best result that is possible, but we make it much more stable and more enjoyable than it was in the first demo. And we got good feedback from the last update, and players were more happy with current system of camera and the fighting mode. So in the future, we also, of course, make it better, but we need to make more data and analyze it to decide which way we want to extend it.
Okay, perfect. The third question is whether or not it's going to be possible, at least in the third game, so in 2025, to give orders to companionship.
Yes. I hope it will be possible in second, but maybe in third we have it in pipeline, and we'll think about it, because companions will be in the first game, and you have seen already one companion, but I think in the first game we will not add it, because for the story it's not important. We always can give AI to artificial intelligence the logic that need to be done by story. But in the second game, we hope that we already will give possibility to play free play. So in some part, first it will be story, and then it will be free play. Now we are working in a map of a Caribbean map that will be possible to use to get to other islands, also to find battles and other events. And I believe and I hope that in the second game, Naval Mission, it will be already possible to have a free play, and it's also possible that we will be on time to put possibility to have companions and also to give them some orders. But also, we're doing step by step. So we are trying to do with good quality, less work to give good joy and user, player experience, and then add more mechanics.
Okay. So moving on then, in regards to throwing away cargo and also moving cargo, at the moment the interface requires a lot of right-clicking to move or throw away cargo. The question here is if there are going to be some quality of life improvements in at least maybe in the first game, but also in the second or third game to move 10 or 100 units of cargo in one go, and also is there going to be a possibility to add the number manually that you want to throw away or to move in regards to the cargo?
Yes. When we make interface, we didn't add it to interface. There was two mechanics. You can use left click, or you can just hold the button, and it will be um, transferring faster. But we didn't finish the second mechanics yet, and we got a lot of feedback that it would be nice to have possibility to manually write down what number you would like to take or leave. And I think it's logical mechanic. And also, if we get it from more than few users, we always put it in our pipeline and also discuss it in a team. And I think that it's good functionality that should be added as soon as possible. First game, I think no, but second, I think yes. But also, we put it already in pipeline, but it's more about priority. I would say that this task has not low, but I would say low middle priority. I think it's good, it's important, but it's not like core mechanic. It's possible to do it right now to transfer all in one click, and I think it's important to add it. But first game no, second I think yes.
Okay, perfect. The question is, will we see Catherine peek during gameplay, or is she only going to be present in the cutscenes?
Okay, I will give insight that we haven't announced it in YouTube channels or any other social networks, and we will do it, I think, in a few months.
But we can also say that it's still classified because it's a spoiler or something like that. So you don't have to answer it if you don't want.
No, it's okay. I think it would be nice if I will give some spoilers. It's not like spoiler; it's more like insights, and I would be glad to give some more additional information to your audience, because I think here it's the true pirate fans that like games very much, and I think it's okay to give some information, because only 40 people will know about it, or maybe 100. It's okay. So yes, as I mentioned, the Last Duel movie, we will be able to see the story, and we will see how it will be not the same as it's have. You can see from the Rufus eyes and from the Rufus side. Yes, we will see the story before and after, and also in the time of the Rufus story in a Naval Mission game. We already test female character. There are some problems with animations, and we are working on it. Yeah, but we want to give possibility to play with female character in a second game.
Okay, so this means you can actually even play as her, if I understand it correctly.
Yeah, it will be full game. In first game, she will be NPC, so you will be able to see her in a scene, in some scenes, but also in the first scene, the second insight that players haven't seen the exact or real first chapter of the game. They can see that it was the second, because the first chapter was deleted from the demo, because it will change the whole story, and that's why we wanted to make it more interesting to play players that have played demo. So it will change how players will look at all characters and the story, and will understand that it's not like you think it was before. And when you start a novel mission, you understand that it was not like you have seen it in a full game of first Corsairs Legacy. So it's like second layout and third layout of the story.
Okay, thank you. Sixth question is, how many ship types will there be in the game?
Unique 5.
Yeah, unique ship type. So
Yeah.
like a flute and
Now
something
5.
like this. Brig.
We have 5, and we have also half-made 6. But our modeler, he now in Ukrainian army, and that's why we froze that development. And we have other 3D developers that doing other props and other elements, but still we are waiting for him. And I think for the first game, it's okay with 5 types of ships.
Okay, so I see you are going to expand on that, I guess, in the second or third game. But for now, for the first game, it's going to be 5 ship types.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then another question in regards to ships is, will we be able to change our ship at our own convenience, or will it be story locked?
In first game, it's story locked, but it will be possible to try 3 different ships. It will be possible to play in first ship that you have seen, and also one smaller and one bigger.
Mm-hmm. And the last question from Mr. Gray is, what will the RPG system be like? So I guess this is in regards to leveling and so on. What can you tell us about that?
We froze development on this side. We want to extend it in the second game. For now, it will be possible only to make your character more powerful or less powerful using clothes and also weapons. But we have already designed. We already have mock-ups, and we have it in the game. We just lock it because we don't have the logic, and also for the story-driven first game, it's not so important. So we decided and give it less priorities than other parts of the game. And in the second game, it will be more important because it will be free play. So in this case, you will be able to increase the level. Also, we have one devlog. Also, in English language devlog, we have all devlogs you can find on our Corsairs Legacy YouTube channel and also news on our website. There was about character and about RPG system, and it didn't change. It's the same that was announced, and also there was a video from the game that we recorded 1.5 years ago. So it's the same stage that it was before.
Okay. Lucas SZC asks, why do you think that the Sea Dog series was so unique, and what inspired you the most to make a game like Corsairs Legacy?
I haven't seen any other games in pirate topic that are similar. I would say that Starfield is the most similar game to Sea Dogs, because it also has modular elements, and also it's the same like planets. Planets is like islands, and the space that is the sea. And I would say that Starfield is reborn of this type of games, and I would say that not a lot of games have tried this way to give gameplay to the players. And this gameplay could be. This gameplay is quite unique, and this gameplay for a Caribbean game and for the piracy, I think it could be the best way to achieve the good experience for the players. So I'm not sure that my answer is clear, but for summarizing, I would say that it's quite unique. Not many games do it before, and it's fit very well to this genre and also to this topic, pirates topics, and also to concrete way of, or I would say, type of games.
Okay. Bearded Michaels asks 4 questions. First one, will it be possible to buy a digital art book separately?
No.
Or it's
We
only going to
already
be the portal edition?
Yes. We will. We already planned it. We already discussed everything that will be inside this art book, and we will start doing it. I think in 1 week or 2. And we have very talented artists, that 2D artists. From my point of view and from our team of view, that he made all art for all games, so all loaders, all logos, and pictures, everything. And I believe that his art book will be very interesting, and it will be creating additional additional small book where will be the history of development that took 3 years, and will give a lot of inside screenshots of the early stages of development. We have already draft of it, but we still thinking about it. Additional content. Possibility to create more content and create more games, because all support could come only from players, and we are trying our best to give the most, I would say, a product with a good quality to players, and be always honest with our product, and we hope that players will support us and also support by buying supporting pack.
Okay. The second question is, will there be several islands in the first part, or are they coming in the second or third part?
For now, we have Barbados, we have Grenada, we have Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, four islands, and it will be possible to set up a food as RPG character. I think on 3 islands. It will be Trinidad, it will be Tobago, and it will be Barbados.
In the first game already.
Sorry, could you repeat one more time?
In the first game.
Yes. It will be not fully opened. For example, in Barbados, we will close the city. We will close Bridgetown, and we will not give possibility to go inside, but it will be additional locations, and it will be like 60% of island will be already opened. And in Trinidad, it will be some missions on the shore, and Tobago will be opened full, and it will be possible, and it will be few missions that will take place in a different part of Tobago.
Okay. Then the third question is, do you plan to somehow make the sales mover? Because in the opinion of Bearded Michaels, the animation of the sales is quite choppy at the moment. Are you going to improve on that in the second or third game, maybe?
Sales animation, am I right?
Sales animation.
Yeah, okay. We are improving each visual part periodically. So I would say that the concrete sales animation, it's third or fourth version and third or fourth adaptation. In first demo, for example, that was in February, it was one way, and in August demo, it was different ways. It was more efficient and more or less consumptional for GPU. And yes, in the future, I hope that we also make it much more nicer, and we will use more efficient way to do it. So for now, for example, it's shaders, so it's not it's fake wind that you can see it, and it's much faster than it was calculating the real wind in Sails. So yes, animations of chapter, animations of Sails, and other stuff. For example, now we are working on a water. We have water that looks nice from our opinion, but we switched to Unity 2022. And the new version has own inbuilt water. And now we are testing it, and we see that we will be able to have 20% more performance on scene. That now is the most difficult scene for the GPU. And we are making some tests, and it could be that next week we will move to another way to render water. And we do it time by time. We're trying to step by step to increase efficiency and also increase visibility of and nice look of the game. And you can feel the difference if you played first demo that was in February and the last version. You will see different frame rate in same scene, and it will be a different picture. For example, we have now SSR, it's called. So it's shadows in the water, and also mirroring in the water. And for example, we haven't before, and other such elements we are adding to make it more better picture. So I think it's quite important to make nice picture. A nice picture will attract more people to the game.
Okay, and the fourth question is, will you make it possible to drop items from your inventory one unit at a time?
For now, you can drop one item. You will drop all amount. If you have, for example, 5 of them, you will drop all 5 of them. For now, it's the only mechanics that we have. In the future, I think it will be possible to choose how many you want to drop. And I think that it's not very important to add possibility to drop 2 items in one time.
Okay. So in the future, it's going to be possible to drop as many as the amount of an item that you want to drop.
Yes.
Basically. Okay, perfect. Then Sand2Go is asking, what experience should we expect from the minimum hardware requirements? Also, are the minimum requirements currently listed on Steam as a placeholder, or will the game be playable on such specs at launch?
It's a placeholder. I took it from Gridfall. So I checked the graphics that was in Gridfall when we started our development, and I just copied from it, because I think that we will have similar picture, or at least similar technical spec that will allow to get it possible to play with similar PCs. For now, we decided, and we also mentioned in some our devlogs, that we took GeForce 1060 as lowest graphic card, that we want to achieve 60 frame rate in all locations. So in Full HD, 1060, 60 frame rate. And now we have already 60 frame rate in all locations, and we are trying to make it more. So also we added FSR, and we made additional preset for for PCs that have low power of GPU, and we hope it will be possible to play with PCs that have lower than 1060. But for the statistics that we use in Steam, 1060 is the cheapest graphic card and the lowest that is popular now. That's why we use it as a target card.
Yes, this sounds quite like a perfectly good reason to use why you use the 1060 as a graphics card. Okay, so Karl Fatal says, thank you very much for the talk. I'm looking forward to Corsairs Legacy, so I guess they are really happy that you're here. Then Bagirov, the Blood King, he asks a simple question in his opinion. Are there any plans to make the game available on other store platforms like Good Old Games, for example?
We are planning to add it to Epic Game Store.
Okay.
So it will be our second choice. We already have a page there, but we have some difficulties with SDK from Epic Game Store, and also there are some technical problems that we still need to figure them out. And I would say that Steam and Epic Game Store are our first choice. And other stores, we will think about it after we released, and we'll fix our game and make patches, and we will get a good result in the stores. So, for example, it would be great to make a console version, and we wrote some letters to Microsoft. We wanted to have a possibility to be in Microsoft Game Pass, but we haven't got a response from divisions that choosing the games. So, but we still working on controllers, and we bought two Steam Decks to make it possible to play in Steam Deck and also get full support of Steam Deck. So with full support of Steam Deck, it will be possible to use any joystick that you want, because it will be possible to play, because it's the same. If you already adopted to Steam Deck, it's the same as you adopted to, for example, Xbox joystick. But GOG, we haven't thought about it. We don't have any information or experience from other guys that we know and other our friends' studios. So first we need to get some feedback to understand how it works, what does it give, and is there any reasons to go there, or Steam and Epic will be enough.
Yeah, I think people are interested in GOG because the games on GOG are DRM free normally, or always actually, and I guess people don't like that the games that they have are basically not owned but borrowed in platforms like Steam and Epic Games. So this is why people are always asking about GOG as a platform.
Yeah, I think in the second year of the game or third year of the game, it could be also an option. Why not? But from the beginning, Steam is our main priority platform, and everything that we are doing only with Steam, for Steam, and thinking only about Steam as a main target marketplace.
Understandable, given the resources that you have and the prioritization. So, L. Michael asks, are you planning to add the game to NVIDIA GeForce Now cloud gaming service?
It's a very interesting question, and I will write down it to our tech artist. GeForce cloud games. I haven't thought about it. I don't have any information how it works and how to add games there, but it sounds like an interesting platform also to get to known by more audience. Yeah, why not? We will look on it. First of all, our problem is that for now we are no name title. If we'll be able to get some name, it will be more interesting to add it in more platforms. But If not, Steam, organic traffic from Steam, it's our hope to get to more audience. And if we go to other platforms where we don't have wish list or subscribers, it will not give us more audience. In this case, more efforts not always will be efficient. And maybe we will add more features in games and we'll add more stores. But I think it's important to think about it and also to check information about it, because I never thought about it. Thank you for your question.
I think it's mainly because, a lot of people have weak PCs or maybe even notebooks. And then with cloud services, then they could also play the game, even though they don't have a PC that is suitable to play the game natively.
Yeah, I understand. Yes, it sounds logical, because from statistics I can see that quite big amount of audience that play demo or try to play demo, they have not very modern PCs, and for them it would be the way how to get to know the game, and that's why we are trying to do our best to make the most optimized games that it will be possible in a Unity in our set of graphics, because we see that Steam statistics are not relevant to us, and we see that it's much more people than normally play in Steam use not very modern PCs in trying to play Corsairs Legacy. So yeah, we will think about it. It's a good idea.
Are you planning a release on consoles as well, or is that something that you don't consider at the moment?
Now Steam. So in future, yes, as I mentioned before, we are working on a Steam Deck, and it will be much easier to port it in consoles. But first, we need to get some success story. I hope that we will get it. If not, it will be not relevant to add it to other platforms, I think.
Lucas SZC asks one more question. Will native 4K resolution be available?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
And I test on my PC. I have 4K monitor, and I always test everything on 4K monitor, because it's very important to see in a real resolution, to be able to give feedback to tech artists and to 3D artists. And 4K will look nice, and also will have 60 frame rate. I have on my PC 3080, and normally I always have 60 frame rate. And I think for the people who use Gen 60, normally they use Full HD or 2K monitors. So that's why we're not targeting 4K for 1060, but it will be also possible to play real 4K in 1060. Now I think it's a big problem of games that most of the games, they don't give a possibility to play 4K without DLSS. But I don't like DLSS, and I think it creates not very good picture, and that's why we are always testing in a pure resolution, doesn't use an FSR or DLSS, but it's possible to edit. I think it's more marketing stuff for consoles and also for graphic cards to sell more graphic cards and more expensive graphic cards.
Okay, then Mirsanelli asks, how is Corsairs Legacy compared to Storm Engine games? What is similar and what is different?
It's everything different. It's everything different engine. It's a different logic. I would say that it may be possible to export some 3D models as in other engines, but all logic, all algorithms, all different. So it's game that was made from scratch, and this game is unique and doesn't have any connections or any I would say, formulas that was used in Storm engine.
Okay, then we have already answered the question about system requirements, so I'm going to skip that. Also, he is asking, are you going to provide arcade and tactical gameplay like the Sea Dogs games have, for example?
Yes, yes. We want to make it possible to use two difficulties. First difficulties as a more casual game, more story-driven game, and third and fourth, it will be more tactical game, and it will give you more challenges and more fun if you will be able to get through these challenges.
Okay. Yeah, he noticed that he hasn't played the demo yet, but it looked a bit arcade-ish in the videos that he saw. So I guess with the tactical option, then that should be better.
Yes, and also experience from a video and from playing gameplay, it's different. For example, a lot of people wrote us comments that the ships are moving very fast, but normally people who write these comments, they use X8 to play battles. And now from the people who really played the game and used gameplay, mostly we hear that the speed is not enough. So this is the problem that the picture on a video is not the same as you playing by your own. And it's also the problem that we need to solve somehow to give it possibility for players that want to play more tactical and to have it more realistic, to give it this option, and also to make option for the people who don't I would say spend. It's based on preferences of the user of the time in a sea, but get to the point or next point or to the boarding or just sink another ship. So it's like two groups of users, and we need to find the balanced solution that give possibility to have fun for both types of users. But it's not the same to see and play. It's very important.
I actually, since I played the demo, I like the speed of the ship in the normal speed. What I kind of missed is that you only could speed up the whole game twice, so with this twice the speed. In Sea Dogs, City of the Abandoned Ships, and in To Each His Own, you could speed it up to 6 speed.
Eight.
And
Maybe
I actually like such a system.
Yes, this is a problem that we are working on it, and next build that I will get for the testing, I think it will be normal speed as you liked, and also we will try to change from X2 to X4 and check how it will look like, because I think that X2 is not enough, and I agree with you, and also I read a lot of comments, and I think it would be this balance, so some users can play normal speed that we have, that faster than it was in CDOC, but it's quite okay to get a good experience if you want to be precise in your battle and you want to play it by your own and you don't want to just skip it and go to the next chapter. But for X, it will be better if, for example, the wind is not the right for your voyage, or if you need to get faster and closer to the enemy. So yeah, I think for X it would be better, but we will try and check. I see this problem, and the team sees this problem, so we will try to fix it, and I hope that it will be good for both.
Yeah, sounds
modes.
perfect. I'm really looking forward to that as well.
Mhm.
So then Bob has two questions. First one is that he is aware that everything has its own trials and tribulations, and so he heard that you are swapping from mobile game industry into PC gaming. He says that this is a very brave move. With that, what do you reckon is or was the biggest hurdle you had to overcome in order to get as far as you did in making this game?
I would say that the biggest challenge was to change the team. The team that was developing mobile games was not suitable for the PC games, and we started to develop on Unity only because we already have some experience on it, and we created a mobile application and mobile games on it before. That's why we started with this platform, this engine, and during the time we were looking for more and more people that had experience in PC games. And in the beginning of this year, I would say in September 2022, it already was a team with professionals and people that has at least 2, 3, sometimes 8 years of experience in PC development. So we need to modify a team. We need to change some people. We switch them to mobile products and mobile games that we still doing. We have still some small projects, and we switched these people again to that products, and we find more experience in PC game. I thought that it will be much easier to create a game, and now I understand why a lot of games doesn't end in, why a lot of games doesn't have release date, and why a lot of developers and project leaders, they leave game industry after first, second, or third game. Now I understand them why, because it's much more work and more deep work than it's look on the surface. And each time when you thinking that you already got to the deepest hole, you always find a new hole that take and consume more time, more money, and more train. And that's why each time we were changing our plans, we always trying to do our best and give a good result. But our first experience, mobile experience, was not enough to get through this project. But each month, each year, and with more experienced team, we got better result. And I would say that if I would started the project 2 years ago with knowledge that I have now, first of all, maybe I would not start it because I thought that it will be faster, much cheaper, and it will be more, how to say, easier to get to the end. But if I would start it, I would start it not like we have done, but from creating experienced team from the beginning, and I think would have a result 1 year less, but I think we would spend same amount of money. But it would be the game not on 2023, it will be the game in 2022.
Okay, so this is actually also the answer to the second question that Bob had. Basically, what kind of expectations have you not only set for your team, but also for yourself in regards to the game? And have you reached them well? But I think you have answered this quite good already. And would you change anything now that you have the power of hindsight? I think you just mentioned that you would change quite a bit.
Yeah, I would change everything. Results the same. So our plans, our goals is the same, and our roadmap the same. We said that it will be 3 games. It will be 3 games. We said that we will do it. We'll do it. If we will be broke after first game, then we will not do it. But if we will not be broke after first game, yes, we will do it. And the scenario, the mechanics, the maps of each island, they don't change from the beginning. But team and way how to develop changed a lot. And it's still changing, because now we are getting more and more data from users, and we have a lot of events in a game. And for example, last weekends and last Friday and weekends, I spent by going through logs of 1,000 players that played demo, last version of the demo. And I have tools from our backend developers that allows me to see where user leaves the game. For example, if he left the game on a concrete chapter or a concrete scene, I checked each of the 1,000 users, what was the list of events, what have they done, why have they done it, and why they leave the game. And after that, I make 15 list of 15 changes that you need to change it in a demo to get the better result. So, for example, for now, demo was finished by 43% of users that play demo, and I think it will be possible to achieve 70% if we will make these 15 changes that I set up after these 3 days of getting knowledge from logs from the users. And it's always learning. It's always more experience. It's always more and more efficient way to develop. And I believe that with such way of moving forward, it will be possible each game and each demo make it more enjoyable, more interesting, and more technically and I would say also from players' side more interesting.
Okay. Then Kendall Cock asks, hello, can you briefly tell us who the main character will be? So I guess he's asking, what's the deal with the main character? I think you mentioned that he is a smuggler.
Yes, he's smuggler. We have information in a Steam page. You can read some information there. Also, I would say the best option to get to know Rufus Monroe would be to play demo. And I think I would answer like that. So I think it's. I don't want to explain who he is. I want that you have your own story, you have your own experience by playing the game. So its demo is already available, and you already can get quite a lot information about Rufus. So I think the best way just play.
Yeah. Then he asked, will the key to the game be given to me or is it random? So if you participate in the podcast, ask a question, you will receive a key. I'm going to talk about it at the end of the podcast, how you're going to get the key. Age Erectus asks, what about translations, localizations, which languages will be available on launch, and will more be added later, or will you rely on the community to make them?
We already added the 12 languages. You can find the list of languages in our C page. You can find that we declare more languages, but we think about adding interface on other languages. But all 12 languages that has information that it will be audio part, these languages already in a game, and you can find all 12 in our demo, and it automatically start game in a language that you have in preferences in your operation system.
Okay.
But you can change it in settings.
Yeah, I also noticed that when I started the demo, it was straight up in German. So I'm assuming that's one of the 12 languages.
Yes. German, we have some problems with the German. We get some feedback that the German is not good enough and there are some mistakes. What do you think? Should we improve in the future German version, or it looks fine for you?
So the written German is perfectly fine. Only thing that I'm wondering about is the uneffusic. So the guys are really unenthusiastic. So do you know what I mean? They are unenthusiastic.
You are talking about the voice actor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes?
The voice. They are really. They seem really bored. Let's say it that way.
Yes, I agree with you. Totally agree with you, and I think that the German voice actor for now has some issues, and in the future I think we will change the voice actor and also change some things because I think German. I also speak a little German, and I check German a lot, and also I give the game and demo to a friend of mine that speaks German very well, and yeah, I agree with you that I would say that it's not the strongest voice actor that we have in our game.
Yeah. So, but really, it's not that much of a problem, to be honest. It really, I wouldn't waste resources on that, to be honest, at the moment.
But for you, as a German speaker, as I understand, you live in Austria.
Yes.
So, as for you, as a person from Austria and who speaks German as a native language, how was your feeling and how was your experience when you find out that the game has German and it has voice actor on German?
I actually liked it a lot. I actually normally play my games in English because I don't like the voiceover. But I was very surprised to see that the game was in German, and it was so seamless because you didn't have to change anything in the game or something like that. It was just straight up in German. So I'm really positive in regards to the system that you implemented.
Okay, I glad to hear it because we spent a lot of time to adjust the system, and I think it's important that it should be simple, and that's why we add 12 languages because we want to make the game the most broad release it possible, and also give possibility to find the audience and the fans in different areas, different countries. And also we are talking and trying and working with bloggers from different countries. And we have one blogger from Japan who liked the game and demo very much. And he said that there was some also issues in Japanese, and he helped us to fix them. And he made a video, and we have also Korean video from Korean blogger. And for example, last week there was a video from Spanish blogger on the Spanish, and we get more blood. I would say more people that interested in the game. We have more opinions, we have more feedback, and it will give us better result and better result for the players. And I hope that it will create more people who will get to know about the game and will buy it.
Yeah, speaking of which, I think there is one error in the German translation, but I'm going to send you a message afterwards so you can take a look at it.
Thank you. Yeah, it would be great because we have
Okay.
editor person who is working on all text, and he will check it and he will put changes, and also we will have a list of problems that we send to translators. We don't translate it automatically. We order all translation. We order all voiceovers, and yeah, these mistakes helps us to make better next time.
Okay, so then I'm going to move on with another question. Lucas SZZ is very active, and he asks another question. Will there be modification tools available? And if so, how much freedom will it provide for user creations? How much are we going to be able to modify the base game?
We spent a lot of time investigating this question, and it's not a very easy way to modding Unity engine and games based on the Unity engine. And for the first game, we will not give any tools to achieve this goal, but we have in plans to give it further and also to work about it, but it's not our first priority. But we understand the importance of the modes and also people who want to change and modify game, and we want to get to know more experience with Steam workout, or how it called, work layout. There's a special section where you can post your modes, and want to get to know how it works and also work on it. But I think it will be after first release, maybe during the second.
Okay. And would you prefer a system like with Caribbean Legend, where they're going to put in Steam Workshop support, or would you do it on your own, basically?
I don't know yet. Why CDocs was so popular and still so popular, because it's possible to make additional add-ons and modifications, and the engine gives this possibility. But with Unity, it's much less ways to do it, and we need to have special architecture of quests and special architecture of all development to give possibility to make some changes from outside. That's why workshop. Yes, you're right. I was trying to remember this word. Yes, so Steam Workshop. I think it's a good way to do it, but we still don't have functionality, and we don't have the final vision how we will do it in the future. But for the first game, no, we will not support it, because we need more time investigate on it, and also to change the architecture of the game to make it possible to do it.
Yeah. So basically, in the future, there will be mod support, but for now, it's not going to be.
We will try. Yeah, we will try to do it, because we understand that it's important. But as I mentioned, it's difficult with this engine. So also it will be based on the changes of the engine on next years, what functionalities they will give 2023, 2024.
Yeah, okay. Then Lion 640595 asks, hello, my few questions. How does character or ship progression work in the game? So you already mentioned that this is not going to be in the first game that much, but in the second and the third game. Would you like to add something to that, or are you satisfied with your answer in regards to that already?
I think it's this answer is quite full. So yes, let's move to the next question. So as I understand, the record will be available, and if people would like to hear first part and they connected to our talk on the middle, they will be able to listen it on Pirates Ahoy.
Okay. Are there quests, missions, or activities to earn rewards and currency?
Yes. We create near 50 rewards, team rewards that we want to implement in the game. But also there's a question that some of these rewards very tricky, and it's would be interesting to find the way to achieve them. But the problem is that it's also need a lot of time to implement them. So we have the list, we have the pictures, but I don't know when we will be able to add them fully. Or maybe we will skip some of them and just decide that we have 2 weeks for this task, and we will think what we can achieve in 2 weeks, and we skip the most difficult, and we will do maybe 30 from 50. But yes, we have plans, and we have a lot of plans about it.
I think this was in regards to quests that are just going to give out a reward in regards to pesos or something else. So just randomly generated quests like in CDocs.
Okay, I will answer that. We did a lot of work of randomly generated quests, and we made one full quest about prisons that give opportunity to take a quest in prison or outside the prison to break out somebody from prison or to kill somebody in prison. There's different options. And when we did it, I understood that it took quite a lot of time to create this generic quest. And for a full sandbox and full open world in Caribbean, it's important to have a lot of the generic quests that will generate for the users randomly. But for now, for first game, it will be all already not random, fully story-driven quests that will give you some rewards, and you can spend these rewards in a way to buy some additional stuff for a character, but it will not be focused on it. So it's not like main goal. Main goal to move the story forward, because for the people who played the last version of the demo, you know that there will be ships with the gold, and ships with the gold is the final goal of Rufus Monroe to become rich and to be able to not be smuggler anymore. And quests and all resources that he have, it's only resources to get to the final destination, to the final goal, to the final quest.
Okay, and this is basically also the question, the third question, what kind of items, equipment, and loot can we acquire in the game?
Weapons, also some food, some healing potions. I think this basically the most loot that you can find. So we have, for example, 30 swords in the game. We have also, it's possible to find shotgun, and there's some firearm weapons that you can find also, and there's like 30 or 40 different items that you can use on your own character, and it will be possible to find. Also, we have different setup of clothes, and it's possible to find the clothes. But basically, for the storyline, you can wear the setup that you already have on the beginning.
What about treasures? Can you find or loot treasures?
Yes.
Okay.
Pesos? Question was pesos?
Yeah, treasures. So gold or something else.
Yes. Yes, but mostly it's pesos. So gold, it's possible to find the gold during boarding. Yeah, but it's not very relevant in the first of the game, because you have a final price that you need to be able to achieve, and this price has so much money that all money that you can get on this game, it's only money that you can make your life easier, or you can get some more bonuses for your character or your ship.
Then Spell 13 asks, in which part or game will the open world or some kind of sandbox gameplay be possible?
Yeah, as I mentioned in the beginning of this podcast, that I hope that we will be able to give some free play in the second game. It's already possible to have some free play in first game in Islands, but mostly it's story driven free play. But in a second game, it will be we have plans, and we already working on a Caribbean map in some moment when you achieve some point in a story, you will be able to do whatever you want, and you will need to get better ship and prepare yourself for the next mission. And in this part of the game, you will be able to do whatever you want. So this is the goal. This is the task for Naval Mission as a main game-changing technology and gameplay that we want to add in the second game.
Okay. If you are okay with it, I would try to make the answers a little bit shorter, because I think it would be good if we finish with 10 o'clock or at 10 p.m.
Okay.
So,
Do we have how many questions do we have?
I think we have got quite a lot of questions still to go, maybe 20, maybe 30, I don't know. So,
Okay, I will try to answer faster. Okay.
So the second question of Spell 13 is what difficulty settings will there be?
Short question, you can find it out in a demo. There's 4 difficulties already available there, and description of each of difficulty already available in demo.
And those are going to stay the same for the
Yeah,
game. Okay.
yes, it's finished. Yes,
Okay,
so
perfect.
time will be the same.
Yeah. How will they affect the game? So what is going to change with each difficulty, basically?
A lot of setups, power of shot, also damage dealing on our ship, also speed of soldiers, also artificial intelligence. There are some additional scripts and additional logics in more hardcore mode. So it will be, if you'll try to fight with soldiers in sailor or hardcore, it will be 2 different way how your opponents will fight with you, and you will feel it. So, but it will be a lot of changes. I don't want to spoiler the full list, but it will be possible to feel the difference very good. And for example, it will be much less healing potions loot in dead bodies in last difficulty.
Okay. And last question from him or her is, will we be able to disable gun reloading during combat?
No,
Okay.
no.
Then Lucas SZC is really active today. Will there be some kind of mechanism that helps a new player locate themselves and the missions on the map? So
Sorry, I
basically,
didn't get the question.
yeah, are there going to be mission markers on the map, for example, or
Yes.
how do we know where a mission is waiting for us?
Yes. First I thought that we will not add markers. Then we decided that we will add it only for first 2 difficulties. But now I see that it's important to, in the first game, to give the direct marker for the person what he or she should do next, because most of the people who will play Corsairs Legacy never played such games before, as we see it from list of players and logs. So this is important to give concrete dot where you need to go next.
Okay. Then Alexito Pop asks, will there be any dungeons with skeletons to explore?
No magic in the first game. It will be a pure historical truth, and it will be in different historical moments you will see in the game, but we will not add any skeletons on or other supernatural elements in first game.
Okay, then I'm going to skip this because we've already answered it in regards to minimum specs. So then second question from Alexi to Pop is, will there be any new implementations as plantations, for example, that the game is going to have?
Yes, yes. Plantation, you mean the place where you grow some food and then sell it, yes?
Yeah, exactly. So in Sea Dogs, there was the plantation where you had to work as a slave, for example. And I
Yes,
think,
you can share the picture that I sent to you in our private chat if you want. Send it to our chat here. You can show, for example, a screen from plantation if you remember what I'm talking about. Yes, we will have plantation location in Barbados, and it will be possible to visit, and it will be 2 quests that will be connected to plantation.
yeah, okay, perfect. Then let's see. Is there any special crew room management on the ships?
We want to do it in the future. For now, no. But we already made some basic stuff that we want to extend in future, because it would be, I think, ship crew and ship parameters should be more deep than it was in similar games before.
Okay, so if I forgot to mention your name, Huib Bloodstone, this was his question or her question. Then Alexi Topop asks another question: will there be only one main character, or can I choose the main character? I think we have already answered this. So in the second
Yes,
or third game.
Yes, I answered that, but I will answer it again fast. First game, Rose Monroe. Second game is Catherine Peak, and third game it will be Jack Rackham. So, and in each game you will be able to interact with other people, other characters. In this case, you always get to know new character, and you always have interactions with characters that you have seen before.
Okay, then H. Erectus asks, in the trailers, 3D sailing mode and on-deck fighting mode look very different, almost like different games with little consistency between the two. I understand making the transition fully seamless would be out of the scope of the game, but will the two models, the two modes in the final product be more consistent in terms of color palette and weather? Will there be accurate deck models for every ship model?
It was a long question. Sorry, maybe I will not answer to all full because I didn't get full question, but I will answer to the last part about ship models. We took sketches and we took all documentation that are available in the internet to make ships accurate to historical ships, and all 5 types of the ships are made very accurate to ships that was in 17th and 18th century. And also the new ships that we already have some parts that have been done, they also made by documentation that we used and that was publicated in internet.
Okay, and yeah, the other part of the question was basically if the color palette from the sailing mode is going to be quite similar to the fighting mode with the boarding, for example.
Sorry, I still didn't get the question.
Okay, so basically, he or she didn't like how different the boarding deck looked in terms of the weather on board of the ship and in terms of the colors that there are on the boarding deck in comparison with the sailing mode, where the colors have been very prominent.
Yeah. First of all, we use a different scene for the boarding, and we use smoke to hide that is a different scene. That's why it looks a little bit different. Also, we use volumetric light to make it more nice, but we don't use volumetric light for the global map and for the sailing mode because it will be not very efficient for the GPU and for FPS because we have dynamic light in dynamic changing of light in the sailing mode, and in a boarding we have 4 presets: morning, day, bright day, and night. Morning and evening is the same, and we change it based on hours when you started boarding. Yes, it looks different, but we thought that it looks nice. And maybe in the future we will be able to set up it on a real map in a real place where with dynamic light where the boarding was started. But for now, this solution was the most technical solution and also solutions that give the nicest pictures that we can achieve in the current state of development.
Yeah, so it's a consideration for the future, but basically for now it's going to stay how it is currently. Yes. Okay. Then Alexi Topop asks, more minigames will be added in the taverns, such as the Mill 9. So are there going to be minigames in the taverns?
Yeah, yes, we have Perudo. We announced it in the beginning of development. We already implemented in a game, and it will be possible to. It will be 3 missions. You will need to play 3 games during the story line, but it will be possible to play additional when you will have free play on Barbados. You will have some place where you will be able to play more games if you want.
Okay, then as we can, asks what's the main priority of the game? Open world sandbox with quests and quest lines like City of the Abandoned Ships, or a single story-driven game like To Each His Own?
I don't think that CDOC's To Each Own is story-driven game is the main focus on that game. I still think that it's a sandbox with open world. I played both games, and I think that second one, yes, it has much deeper story and has more characters and information and more quests, story-driven quests, but it's still open world sandbox. And we want in the final version, or I would say final game or final result that we want to achieve. We want to create a game that will give you opportunity to have a sandbox, but also have a story. But also one of the goals to give you opportunity to play with other players. So it's not like PvP; it's more like PvE. And I would say that it would be the best final result that we could achieve. But give you possibility to play this game with your friends, to play by your own rules, but still with a story that it will be interesting to follow, and with quests that you can do by storyline, or the quests that you can do generated by the game.
Okay, then I'm going to skip a question because it was already answered. So the next question is, will it be added that cities can be conquered and upgraded? So basically a colony system.
We have some plans to create own city, and also to conquer them. For now, we don't have any already made mechanics, and we will do it step by step. First, we will finish with the boarding. We already have 3 boarding scenes, and we will add, I think, 4th. And after that, we will we will think about adding possibility to conquer island and conquer concrete fort, and it will be our next goal. And conquer city and also make some improvements. It will be the next goal after fort.
Okay, then the second question is, will the first person change when you are on the boat? So is that fixed, or is it going to change in the future?
I already answered this question that the game, the demo that you have played, it started from the second chapter, and we did it because we want to give you full content of story only when you will start the game, not on a demo, but when you start the full game, and you will get content that very important to understand why Rufus is there, what he is doing, and what will be his final destination, and also why he is telling all this story in the past. So I would say it's important to understand that he is telling all his story in the past. So it's all these events already have been made in the point.
The question is a different one. The question here is if first-person view on the boat that you are steering is going to change in the future, or if you're going to keep that like it is. For example, when you fire the cannons and you want to fire them accurately, you are going to be in first-person mode, and that's the question.
Yeah, sorry, I misunderstand, because first scene will be on a RPG mode, and I saw that it's about first scene, about how you will see your first scene. About the ship, I hope that we will add soon possibility to walk on a deck, and also to be able to go on a ship during this sales mode. But for now, it will stay as it is.
Okay, perfect. Then a very simple question from Homo erectus. Sea shanties, yes or no?
We want to add it, We already discussed it with the team, but we don't have it yet. And I think in the first game we will not add it. It's
Okay.
not our first priority, but we want to add it very much. Problem is localization. We have 12 localization, and we still don't understand how to do it best to use shanties because, okay, you understand the question.
Yes,
You understand the problem.
that's indeed a problem, yes, I agree. Then your plan was to first make a game on land, then in the ocean, and finally in open world. Has
Yes.
this plan changed at all, or is it still the plan?
We change it. We make land and sea, but not deep mechanic from mechanic side. So you will have limited number of mechanics on land or on sea mode. But we understood that it will be not a game about Corsairs and about piracy if there will be no sea or no land. So it will be both, but each game will make more deeper mechanics, more mechanics, and it will give you more variants how to interact with NPCs and also to give more quests and free will in next games. So first game it's more story driven. Next game with more free will and more sandbox, and the third game more mechanics and way to do whatever you want. So this is the goal.
So this brings me to a question. The keys that we have to give away now, those are for the first game, right?
Yes, yes.
So then for the second game, how is this? You then again have to buy a game. So the second game you then have again to buy for another 20 euros, or how does it work?
Yeah, it's different games, different storyline, different mechanics, and different time. And we need to do it step by step to be able to go further because we need to be able to have money to work on more on our game. That's why we create three separate games. So for the users, it's like three different games, but each game is bigger and deeper, but it's still three games. So yes, we made the steps. On each step, users can, if they appreciate our work, they can buy the game. They can see on our devlogs what they will get on the return. They can play it, give our feedback, and then we will use it, this money and feedback, to produce next stage of our final goal. And next game with new story.
Can you just really shortly explain what the players are going to get in the first game where we are going to give away the licenses? So is it just the land part, or is it also a little bit of sea?
Yeah, but it's an interesting question because we already discussed it many times, and you can see it in demos, and you can see all demos, and you can see it in our devlogs, so that it will be sea part, it will be land part, it will be 4 islands in the sea mode, 3 islands in the parts of 2 full and 1 part of the islands in the land part, and it will be mini game. And it will be a story for from 5 to 9 hours that we'll have 60 videos, scenario videos that will give you more about characters information and story with full audio.
Okay. Then H. Erectus asks a philosophical question. Why are all pirate games set in the Caribbean? Why did you pick the Caribbean and not, for example, the Mediterranean in the 16th century?
Because this is the most popular time and most popular setup, and others is not so popular. We have plans to also to make a game about pirates and Cossacks in Black Sea, but it's our further plans. First of all, we want to create a full sandbox game from Corsairs Legacy in Caribbean. And this is this setup is understandable for all users and players, because in all world people know the movie from Disney, and this is the way how they understand what this game will be about.
Yes, I agree. That makes sense. Thank you for answering that. Then Alexi Dupop asks, can you put ships that you are not going to use on an automatic trade route, for example?
For now, as I mentioned, it will be 5 types of the ship, and from the story you will have your own ships that you will use until the end of the game, but it will be possible to change it into difference during the story, and in these cases your ship will be in a shipyard, and it will be fixed by workers there, and it will be done automatically.
I think the question here was that, for example, in the old Port Royal game, for example, you could set up automatic trade routes where you put ships on the automatic trade route and they basically generate income for you. So is a mechanic like this planned?
Never thought about it and never saw these mechanics, but it sounds nice and interesting. But not for the first game, because first game is story driven, and money is not, is, as I mentioned, it's the way to achieve the goal. It's not the goal by itself. That's why for the first game it's not important. But as interesting mechanic for the future, I will write it down and we'll think it with the team. Thank you for
Good.
advice.
Then will the different weapons have different sets of animations? A rapier should be more thrust-centric than a cutlass, for example.
For now, no. We have different animations for the pistol, shotguns, and blades. The problem is that when we started to do our animations, they were not very good. So we bought some assets and we adapted animation from these assets. And normally people doesn't feel the difference if it's, for example, 10% faster or lower, but we can't change it very much. For example, we change it for the movement. So if you will see some sailors on a ship, they will not move exactly the same, because we have modified and we have 4 movement animations, but it's still difficult to generate new animations, and we need to have own a place where we can write down animations from real actors, and it's expensive, and we don't have enough resources to do it by our own. And in future, if the game will be successful, yeah, it would be great if we can generate our own animations from taking movements of actors.
Okay. Perfect. Then the next question is the game going to work on Linux with Wine, perhaps?
We tested in macOS. It works quite normal on M1 processors. We never tested in Linux before, but Unity basically supported. And because of a small amount of users that sitting on a Steam in Linux and macOS, it's not our first priority. But I hope that we give possibility to play this game in a big number of platforms and also big amount of devices. Maybe GeForce Now would be the best option to play on the Linux, but we will try to also to add macOS and Linux in the future.
Okay, then Gatnas asked, is there going to be a romantic line for the main character, maybe in the second or third game, for example?
In first also, yes,
Okay.
of course, always.
Very cool. Yeah, awesome. Then the next question is, okay, this one has already been answered, and this one as well. So the next question is, what would be the difference between high and low difficulty? Okay, this was also answered. Perfect. Then, okay, I'm not sure what this means exactly, but did you think about the possibility of adding a cooperative for the future?
Yes, I already mentioned it once. The final goal to give possibility to play a game with a friend and also see other players. So to play with a friend, it's a cooperative. But for the first game, it will be no option, such option. But yes, we already looking forward and already have some tasks in our R&D part of development to try to add it in the game.
Okay, that's awesome. Sorry for not knowing what this is. I thought it was about the communist farms in Yugoslavia. The next question is there any chance you can make the code open source in the future?
I don't know. I don't have answer for this question.
Okay. Then, yeah, will more boats be added? Yes. Then, yeah, can we join different nations or fractions, or are we stuck with one?
For now, one, but yes, in the future we will add it. Yes, it's important part of gameplay.
Okay, then this has already been answered as well. Somebody posted a link here. I'm going to post it on our private chat in regards to the Steam Cloud and GeForce Now question. Maybe it's useful for you. I'm going to post it later to our private chat. Then
Okay, thank you.
I see in the trailer the damage numbers appear when you got enemies or when you hit enemies. Is this something that can be configured and turned off to increase immersion?
Yes, it's possible. You can turn off all navigation elements, and you can see only the picture of you and all around you. You can do it by pressing button M.
Okay, somebody writes here, so Huey Bloodstone writes, if you need help translating the Dutch language, he would be up to help you. So maybe you would be interested in that offer. If you're interested, I can send him your.
Yes, yes, yes. We will be very grateful for all people that could help with the different languages, because I think it's important, and also I believe that it will give more respect to the nations and to the countries if we will add additional languages.
So what would you just write you a Discord message and you are going to answer him in a private chat? Or how do you want to?
If it's possible, if you could send me a link in a private message, it would be better.
Okay, so I'm going to do that then.
Mhm.
Then Doxed is asking, yeah, okay, this was already answered as well. So there is not going to be any fiction in the first Corsairs Legacy, but maybe in the future. Then
Wait, sorry. Supernatural, not fiction.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
It's quite big difference between fiction and supernatural, I think.
yeah, I think here it's the question here is about supernatural stuff.
Okay, because fiction, yes, we use it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see. Yes. So this is going to be a fictive figure, but this is not there's not going to be any supernatural stuff in the game.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Then moving on. No, so Volodymyr is not from Spain. He is from Ukraine. Okay, then we'll be able to have different outfits for our player characters. Like for example in Beyond New Horizons.
Yes, we have rigged clothes, and we have rigged character, and it's already possible to take off, for example, clothes and stay only in pants. You can do it in demo. Also, you can find secret hideout in a deck in your own ship during fighting missions in your own deck, and you can find some Ukrainian clothes. So this is Vishwanka, and you can put it on. Also, additional setup will be added with supporter pack, and in first game it will be 4 views: without clothes, basic, secret with Ukrainian nation clothes, and additional ones that we given to the people who helped us by supporting us by buying supporting pack.
Okay, then yeah. So somebody asked, isn't it really expensive to have so many languages in the game and translations? Or are you
Mm,
using some AI technology to translate the game?
Everything was made by real people, translators. I already mentioned it, but about the price, I would say that if you're doing professionally, then I think it's you need to spend a lot of money. But we have only Ukrainian professional actors. For other languages, we use a freelance database. And there's some freelance database where you can order audio, and it's not very big price. And I would say comparing to the price of the development, it's like 2% or
Okay,
3.
okay. Then I'm going to ask another question from Dorst. How big can the fleet be that you can commandeer in the game?
How many ships you can have in your lead?
Yes.
Yes, 2.
Okay, so you have one ship for yourself and one companion, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Your companion is Catherine always. So
Okay.
no, it will be no, not always. There will be mission when you will have other companion. It will be a British ship or 2 British ships. I need to check the scenario, but yes, basically most of the time you will be alone or with Catherine.
Okay, then the question is, will there be support for freeform camera control? So for snapshots, for example, if you want to get rid of the interface for a picture, how would you do that?
You need to press M, and in this mode you will turn off all interface. It's already written in control panel with all information about all buttons. If you press control in a game, you will see this information. Also, we are thinking about adding free fly camera mode as Steam snapshots functionality. And our tech lead investigating this question this week. And in Monday, I will have a report about functionality, how many hours I need to spend to get this functionality, and then we will think and decide when we will add it to the game.
Okay, very cool. Then next question. The game will be in Spanish, yes, this is true. Then will it be possible to improve ships at shipbuilders?
It's already on Spanish. You can check it. There was some issue with Spanish and Chinese. In the first version of demos, it was in August. Story-driven demo. It was not turning automatically, but we fixed it in September. And now, if you have Spanish Windows, you will get Spanish automatically, or you can switch it manually in settings. Second question was, can you update ship? We already have a document with set up how it will be done in the future, but for now it's only on paper.
Okay, but in the future you can improve your ship or upgrade your ship.
Yeah, idea is that you can improve your ship to make it the same power as the next ship in the line. So
Okay.
you can improve it to one step ahead.
Okay, then will you be able to explore caves and find loot like
Yes,
in Pirates of the Caribbean?
yes.
Okay, then is there a weapon item drop system implemented? So if you defeat a captain and he drops some weapon, is there a rarity system planned or implemented?
Yes.
Okay, so both to yes. So yes to both.
Yes,
There's a rarity system and also a drop system for weapons.
yes, there are some unique elements that can be dropped, and for example, more elements can be dropped from the captains and from the crew. But also, you can find some valuable swords from crew. But from the captain more possibility and also more different type of weapons, for example. But also other stuff that you can take from, for example, spyglass. You can find it mostly in chests or take it from a body of the captain. There's for example 4 or 5 different spyglasses that give a different functionality and also have different view on C mod, and it's quite important to find the good one.
Okay. Then the next question is, will it be said that when you kill NPCs, they give everything they have in their inventory instead of random items?
It's already possible. You can press button space when you loot, and everything will go to your backpack. Have I answered the question, or am I wrong with my answer?
Yeah. So I think this is answered.
Okay.
It's not so. There are characters where the loot is not random, but they are going to have a fixed loot.
Okay. Sorry, I understood. Yes and no. Yes, some characters has concrete items, but I think there are always a possibility to have it or not.
Okay. Then
There are some chests. For example, one of the biggest hideouts that I like the most with new location underground, and I think there is static elements. We put it there statically because we calculate what will be the strain of the person, of the character, and what could we give to make him more powerful. And we put it statically, but most of the chests randomly. For example, in a hold, if you open a chest after boarding, you always can find some random stuff, but sometimes it could be quite unique.
Then the next question is, does the game have a skill tree that improves over time? Or are you going to level up by spending points? So basically, is it going to be like in Sea Dogs, or are you going to do a different implementation of the RPG aspect?
It's a little bit different from Sea Dogs, and it's already implemented. As I mentioned in the beginning, that implemented partly, but we switch this functionality off, and we will add it in a second game because it's not very important for first game gameplay because it's more story driven. And you can see that you have the level on a picture. It's always one on a left top side, and we still didn't remove it because we still have some thoughts about it. Should we edit or not? But basically, on a time, I think that for now it's not our first priority. Maybe in full game when it will go from early access to the full release, maybe it will be added. Maybe it will be added in the second game.
Okay. Then
Information about it in devlog, it already was posted 1 year ago, I mentioned before. So the full information about the RPG system, everything is the same as was mentioned in this and showed in that video.
Okay. So the next question is, will there be a nautical chart available in the second game, or is that reserved for the third game?
Chart.
A nautical chart. So basically, how do you sail from one island to the next island in the second game? Is it through a map, or is it going to be just direct sail?
No, it will be through a map. We already, I said it in the beginning. Yes, it was information about it. So we already developing Caribbean map with possibility to travel on this Caribbean map, similar to Sea Dogs.
Okay, then I think this is going to be a spoiler, so feel free to not answer this. Are there going to be characters such as Blackbeard or Bartholomew or
Yes.
Robert who will appear?
Yes. We have, for example, Jack Rackham is a historical character, and we had a lot of information that we gathered together, and we want to give possibility to see different historical characters, but we don't want to hurry with them and show them. Firstly, we want to show our own characters that we created from the scratch, that we created for concrete this game, but we want to edit in the future all different historical personage, and I think it will be interesting for the people who know a lot about piracy and about that time.
Okay, then the next question is, how are you going to simulate weather in the Caribbean? Are there going to be storms, for example?
Good question. I don't have answer for it, and our tech lead still doing research about it, because this is tricky question for the Unity engine and for the pipelines, technical pipelines that we use currently. And I really want to add it, but it's not easy, and I don't know when we will be ready to do it.
Yes, okay. Then when is the release going to be for the first game?
Spoiler information that not announced, but we want to go to early access in 8th of December. We still don't finalize it, so we don't post it. We don't give this information to bloggers, because we need to do a lot of work till this date. And when we will announce the final trailer with different locations, we will say the date, but we promise that the game will be in 2023, and I think that we will be not ready with full game in a full condition. So the best scenario, I think, that we will deliver part of the game in early access, and we publish it in early access in December, and we will do some work to finish the whole storyline and for all missions in early 2024, and then make some updates, also update based on the feedback of the users. And then, as for example, Baldur's Gate 3, we will release the full story in a full release in early 2024. So this is not announced information. We never said it before, but yeah, this is like information for the small community of people who are interested in this game. So please don't use it in internet to give this information, because it's not official yet.
I can't wait to play the game then on Christmas.
Yeah, this is also the goal, and idea is we need to put our plans based on Steam, and Steam has a list of events, and it's changed our plans 1 month ago, and we are trying to use Steam algorithms the most efficient way, and sometimes we still need to adopt to information that we get from the platform, because we are small indie studio, and we don't have enough well-known title to dictate our own rules when we want to release and how we want to release, and I think you understand it.
Yeah. So then I'm going to skip another question, and the next question is, will the game have a story for the character to become a pirate? So you mentioned that he's a smuggler. Will he become a pirate?
It already was started. This storyline was started in a demo in a final mission when Catherine comes to our deck. She gave information that there's a possibility to be a pirate and earn some money, and the team support her. And Rufus doesn't want to be a pirate, but he understands that he is not the owner of his team. He's only a leader that was elected by the team, so he needs to do what teams wants. So next an 88 mission, when we board the ship, we're doing the piracy, and he's not okay with that, but he do what he need to do, because he is part of the team.
A question that was liked a lot is, will you be able to direct sail to the other islands, or do you have to go through the map?
I think it will be a map first, but it's not very difficult to us to add the possibility to sail direct from island to island. We already discussed it with tech leads, with graphical tech lead and with technical developer tech lead. Both said that it could be achieved, but I still have some doubts how many people would use it in 2023 or 2024. So I think in this case, it would be good from our side to make some vote, for example, on YouTube channel in a YouTube community and ask and if the percentage of the people who say that this functionality is important would be quite big, then yeah, we can put it in pipeline in the future.
Okay. Then will there be a day-night cycle in the game?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Then what
The
else?
sun dynamic, as I mentioned, only on a board, and since it's static and this has four states and it has nice effects and nice volumetric light, but in land and in sea, it's already dynamic and it's much more improved than it was in first demos and demo in August. We fixed a lot of problems with changing from night to day and from day to night. It still have some, but it's based on the technology that we use, and we still need to figure out how to fix some issues. But now it looks quite good.
Okay, then everybody seems to be really pleased with the podcast. Everybody seems very happy here about all the questions that you have answered, and they are thanking you for your time. And then I think we are nearly at the end. One question here is, why are you not releasing the second part and the third part as a DLC for the first part?
Because it will be a totally different game. It will use basics from the first game, use second use the third, but it totally will be different game with different with different gameplay and different storyline, and it's different projects. So yes, they will have basic code base and basic gameplay elements, but with more work on gameplay and more mechanics, it will be a different experience. And so I would say that it's not possible to make it a DLC. It's not like additional content. It's not like additional storylines that will be added. It's basically like a triangle, but now we are on a small part, and triangle will become bigger and bigger.
Okay. Then last question from what I'm seeing here is, how much side content do you guys plan on having? So, for example, side quests to the main quest.
For the first game, it will be only main story. It will be possible to get additional content, but it will be not much. As we checked in a demo, people mostly go from dot to dot on a map, and it's very few of people who was trying to find something else that was not on basic storyline. That's why, because we have limited team, we now put all our efforts to create the basic storylines as long as possible, and give it the more experience to the users that will get like 100% will get this content, and not go deeper to the content that will be achieved only by few percent. For example, in concrete these first missions, there were some elements that I think like 1% of users have seen. That's why we made a lot of different variabilities, and now we see that these variabilities and these efforts we could just use it to create one more hour for all players. If we just remove this variability that wasn't mentioned by any of bloggers of any of players who played and posted the videos. So
Okay.
that's why now our strategy for the first game, and I think second, to give the most content in the main storyline with some small side elements that will give some benefits and bonuses to the people who will look on the left, on the right, but most of the content will be in the main storyline.
And the last question that I'm seeing here is, could you consider um, implementing a system that you can just hide the number when you hit an enemy? So there's somebody who doesn't want to turn off all of the information, all of the HUD, but just the number when you hit an enemy.
I heard this question few times. And if I hear some question a few times from different sources, I always put it in my notebook to be able to think about it and to prioritize it and add it in a pipeline of our development. And I would say that this question I heard maybe 5 times. So it means that it's important for different users and different audience. And we will put it in our backlog. But I think it will be not our first or second priority. It will be with low priority, but we will add this setup later.
Okay, then thank you very, very much for joining us today in the podcast. It was great having you on, and I wish you all the best for the release of the game. And
Yep.
now, assuming that everybody here who is still watching at this hour and time, so in regards to the giveaway, again, we have 30 keys for the base game and 30 keys to the supporter pack. And so I would suggest that you just hit me up with a DM after the podcast, and then I will check how active you have been here on the podcast, how many questions you have asked, and then depending on how much you participated, I'm going to give you a key. So 2 keys actually, one for the base game and one for the supporter pack. And if since basically, so I have to check. We have 30 keys, but if there has been somebody who has posted a question in the chat and has participated, but doesn't get the key, then I will get a couple more keys. So you guys who really have participated with a question, you guys definitely get a key. Then I think this is quite a fair system.
I wanted to say a few words, if it's okay.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, I'm very grateful to you and Pirates Ahoy, and also to the audience. And I always like to share additional information. And as you can follow our social medias, we are trying to be very precise with all information about the game, and try to give them more view details and more other details. And if you are interested, you can always follow us. And also, I hope that with Pirates Ahoy, we in the future will do more podcasts about games. And it was fun, and I hope that Pirates Ahoy will be able to find more people in the community and create it more active, because it's important that people who develop in pirate games and like these pirate games support each other, because with additional games we have more, all we have more, and I hope that Caribbean Legends will have success, and also other games will have success. And I hope that someday Pirates topic will be one of the most popular topics in Steam, and we will try our best to do whatever we have, and whatever we can to give additional audience to get to know about piracy and pirate topics.
I would also like to add, It is, of course, better the more participants we have in the channel. But then again, you have to consider if we have more participants in the channel or in the podcast, then not everybody would get the key, or nearly everybody would get the key, because this would be quite the expensive endeavor if we had, for example, 100 or 200 people in the chat. So basically, I'm really glad that it worked out this well for the two podcasts that we did, so last week and this week. I really hope that it will be going well further on. And you should all be aware that you are quite a selective group at the moment, because with a smaller audience like this, we can give away a lot more keys than otherwise it would be possible, for example.
But I think it's more about topic. It's not so many about keys. So I think if you will have information or you would like to talk without keys, I would always support it. And
yeah,
so,
sure. I mean, I would be very glad if you could repeat this podcast. If you guys are still interested in another podcast with Volodymyr, for example, just write in the chat that you would be interested. And I think if we have enough people who are still interested in something like this, maybe even especially if you show us some gameplay, for example, because we haven't really seen anything from the game yet, at least not in this podcast. So I think this could be really interesting as well in regards to a demo of the gameplay, for example, or in regards to things that you are working on currently. Then I would be very glad to host you again, obviously.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we can do video, of course. Okay, so we will finish for today.
Yes, I think so. Then then let me say thank you very much for your time again. And everybody who wants a key, just hit me up with a DM. Okay, then have a good one, people. Bye.
Bye.